of the vein has taken place. So, what are the causes? The cavitation. The main cause of the cavitation in the pumping system is the insufficient pressure at the suction end of the pump, or the net positive suction head is less. So it causes what does it do? It causes the water to convert into vapor at very low pressure. The effects of this cavitation is it causes the air bubbles to implode when it moves from suction side of the impeller to the delivery side. And what does this implosion does? It creates a shock wave that stresses the pump's internal surfaces and creating vibration and mechanical damage. Ultimately it can lead to the failure of the pump. So what is done when it occurs? It generally reduces the service life of the pump by 5 to 10 years or even more in extreme cases. And if it is not remedy is not made, cavitation can lead to serious failure of the pump. So cavitation is mostly avoided at the design stage itself, so that a pump is chosen which has sufficient NPSH net positive suction head available, so that the liquid always remain above the vapor pressure, so that no shock wave is created, no damage is done to the pump. The second cause of failure of pumps is the corrosion. Corrosion is generally the chemical reaction between the metal and the fluid being pumped. Reaction causes uniform corrosion on the wet surfaces, found mostly in the non-stainless steel materials. It can also occur localized. Corrosion can also occur on small portion of the components, occurring mostly where the metals form the oxide layers that adhere to the surfaces. So what are the effects? The effects of the corrosion are reduced efficiency and reduced performance of the pump. If it is not treated well in time, it can lead to the failure of the pump. So what is done is either the rebuilding of the surfaces with the help of specialized electrode which have high chromium and nickel content. The rebuilding is done. However, the remedy can also be done, can also be made prior to this, if we select the proper material for the pump for the application. Cast iron is the best and the cheapest pumping material, and it is often used for making casings of the pump. It has a good corrosion resistance for most of the liquids who are neutral and high pH values, making it popular choice for general purpose irrigation pumps. Stainless steel is also one of the most commonly used material, but it is prohibitive as regards the cost component. Material selection also plays a very important role in the resisting the corrosion of a pump. However, for a particular kind of material, the pump's costs, including initial cost, maintenance cost, replacement, and other life cycle and reliability, play also a very important role in selection of the material. As regards the wear is the predominant cause, because whenever a pump runs, it is bound to wear, and there are many causes. Especially predominant cause is the particulate matter, which is more than 850 microns, or the floating matter, which is more than the size of 3 millimeter. If it is pumped with the fluid, it can lead to fouling, not only fouling but also the wear of the pump. These particulates matter scur the pump's interior surfaces and roughens them, reducing the efficiency overall over the time period of its service, and it needs to work harder, as the pump needs to work harder to pump the fluid. The effect effect of the wear is the pump becomes so worn out that it is unable to produce enough lift and may cause excessive vibration, which has damaging effect. It can lead to breaking of the coupling bolts. It can lead to couplings and breaking of couplings, bearings, and etc. So, what is the remedy for wear? Wear rate can be slowed down by ensuring that the pump size and the materials are suitable for the application. And regular maintenance is also carried out, and it is endeavored to find and fix the problems before they result in unexpected downtime or the failure of the pump. Another cause of damage to the pumps is, which is very less predominant in irrigation sector, is the fouling. Fouling, for particulate matter, it adheres to the pump's internal surfaces, thereby mostly in the distribution lines that are connected to the intake or the outflow pipelines. The efficiency and the flow capacity are decreased. The effect of fouling is such that, and eventually it can lead to failure of the pump. So what is the remedy? Remedy is to clean the pump regularly whenever there is any instance of fouling observed. There are certain the agents, cleaning agents, especially alcohols and hydrogen peroxide or bleaching agents that are there. They are used on the advice of the pump manufacturers, depending upon the material that is used in the making of the pump. Thank you for patient listening, sirs. Thank you. Hmm? क्या हुआ?
Any questions from anybody?
Sir, I had a question.
Yes, please.
I want to ask, what are the parameters for selection of the pump? For example, if we have to lift at 15 cubic of the water quantity to the head of the 100 meters, sir has discussed the various kinds of the pumps, various types of the pumps like end suction pumps, split casing pumps, and vertical turbine pumps. What are the parameters to decide which pump used at that station?
Well, may I know your name, sir?
Sir, my name is Shaukat.
Mr. Shaukat?
Yeah, Shaukat, and everybody else, good that you started, Shaukat. But
Yes, sir.
it's a request to everybody who will ask questions to give their full name and also their current designation in full. That will help me also to know the officers who are partnering.
Sir,
Yeah.
my name is Shaukat Ahmed Najar. I am assistant engineer in PHE groundwater division, Sarnagar.
Okay. Amitabh, please go ahead.
Yes, yes, sir. Well, Mr. Shaukat, the parameter that are considered in the selection of a pump, number one is the utility, where it is to be used, okay, and the quantity of water that is to be lifted, and the number three, the area where it is to be, the pump is to be used. As I in the last slide told that if the floor area is less with us, we can go for vertical turbine pump. If the net positive suction head available is also less, we can go for vertical turbine pump.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more question. When you talk about the net positive section head available and required,
Yes.
there are the three criteria, sir. First thing, it is a net positive section. Net positive section head available is less than required. If it is greater than required, and it is equal to required, what are the
Yes.
at that time, what will be the conditions and what are the specifications of the pump required, sir?
When the net positive section has head is available is more than the required, then there is no problem. We can use any of the pumps, whether split casing pump or the centrifugal pump, right? If it is less, it is less than required, we cannot use the pump, horizontal casing pump. We need to shift to the vertical turbine pump.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
This is Chetan Verma, AEE, Tube Well Irrigation, Jammu.
Yes.
Manav sir, there is an instrument called as hydram. Are we using it, or can we use it in tube well irrigation?
There is, as far as my knowledge goes, in my division and in our mechanical circle in Kashmir, there is no hydraulic ram arrangement or any system being used here. But it can be, the possibility of it being used can be looked into. If there are certain sites, there are certain locations, and in coordination with civil counterparts, this possibility can be looked into.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. My pleasure. Any questions, any further questions from anybody? Please go ahead.
I have a question since everybody decided to keep quiet. Are there any CPHEO norms with regard to selection of the pumps depending on the quality of liquid or its whatever density or whatever would be the scientific way of capturing the turbidity? So turbidity or sewage or whatever. So are there any CPHEO norms in this regard, and or maybe by any other agency, which are being referred to while designing all these machines and equipment?
Sir, mostly in the designing stage, we generally refer to the IS codes. There are various IS codes that are
I should revert my question. What I mean to say is, this is on what Shaukat said, उसके आगे मैं कह रहा हूँ. CPHEO norms हैं क्या जो ये decide करते हैं कि which kind of a pump is going to be used for which kind of a usage in the project. For example, you may have a lift scheme which may have very high lift. Something else may have high amount of water to be carried, or it could be the quality of water may be different, and so on and on. For example, the presentation which was made, which is I think by Mr. Ranjan Kanal, where the high silt load was there, so which kind of pump to use and all that. So, are there any CPHEO norms in this regard?
Frankly speaking, I have no such idea about this.
Okay, so kindly work on this, Amita. Please find
Sure,
out.
sir.
Some mechanical who are also connected, other agents are also there. Because this is your duty to find out the CPHEO norms, become familiar with them, and I think everybody connected is aware that we are just waiting for some time, and after that we are going to have a major orientation program, or we could call induction program for all the officers who have joined us in the past 6 to 8 months or about past 1 year. And this will be craftsmen upwards, everybody. And also the senior officers or officers who are already there for many years also will be there. The intent is to make it at both Jammu and Srinagar with bigger halls, etc., hired for this purpose. And it is expected that at least the younger officers would be informed about both the theory as well as the practice. And there will be lectures taken by various officers. Also, they will be made aware about the CSR, the civil services rules, the CCA rules, the classification, control and appeal rules. That means जो inquiry वगैरह में काम आते हैं, plus any other matters of this nature which are relevant to the service. And these, while the engineering side will be taken care of by officers who will volunteer from those whom I can see here, At the same time, the other things with regard to the other matters, service matters that I spoke about, that will be handled by the Director of Finance, by the Admissions Activity, and so on and on.
Right.
So since we're going in that direction, and Hitesh already has a program cut out for that with the lectures and who are going to give those lectures. Hitesh, do revise the program further so it becomes even more comprehensive. But I expect that at least the normative aspects available with us, norms which are available to us. For example, आपने SOR schedule of rates इसके बारे में already lecture इसी तरह से norms study करते हैं इसी तरह से condition of forms के बारे में but let's understand that the offices are not going to be exclusively in education or in field. They are going to be on both sides, and therefore it's very important that the awareness and knowledge first this entire. अभी जब आप काम करेंगे and you will witness that
Sir, there is an interruption. There is an interruption. It's your voice is not audible. It's getting interrupted, sir.
Also do a pilot study. Amitabh, along with CPHE norms, do a pilot study of in the area of your jurisdiction to see that whether those CPHE norms have been followed there or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Any other
Right,
question?
sir.
I would like some junior engineer who is joined us to ask a question. Somebody should come forward. Somebody who is a mechanical junior engineer.
CPHE open norms.
I have a question. I am preparing SC mechanical North Circle से PhD mechanical North Circle से
PPC आप थोड़ा सा रुके. Let me ask some junior engineer of mechanical in the entire UT setup. Somebody would like to ask a question to a question to what presentation has been made. Any junior engineer, please come up. No question at all. Are any JEs connected or not? Because I have given the directions that जहाँ पर भी division level पे या sub division level पे connect हो रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पर AEs and JEs भी साथ में बैठे होंगे. रियाज क्या वैसा हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है?
Yes, sir. They are connected, sir, from the divisional offices.
बारामूला में जो एक्सीएन मैकेनिकल है उनके यहाँ कोई जेई बैठे हुए हैं? एक्सीएन मैकेनिकल बारामूला.
सर मैं चेक कर रहा हूँ पार्टिसिपेंट्स की लिस्ट में. यहाँ पे आई एम नॉट फाइंडिंग एनी जेई फ्रॉम माय डिवीजन.
Please wait, Amitabh. Let Riyaz manage this. Riyaz, I would like you to ask any of the mechanical officers, because otherwise I'll go into details. I have no intention of ending this workshop so soon.
Unmute.
I will be asking a specific JE. Somebody should either volunteer or I will locate somebody and ask the exchange to ask the JE to speak up.
Right, sir.
Mechanicals में collected है उनमें से किसी के पास में भी JE बैठे हुए हैं. Let a person ask the question. Be brave and do that.
I am just checking, sir.
Shahid, are you connected? Exceed mechanical, Mr. Shahid, are you connected? Mr. Bhatti, are you connected?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ये कौन बोले हैं यस?
सर भट्टी बोल रहा हूँ सर.
Okay. Do you have any junior engineer sitting with you?
सर दूसरे AW साहब के साथ बैठे हुए हैं सर.
वो AWD साहब के साथ में जो बैठे हैं उनको फोन करके बोलिए. The person should respond. In the meanwhile, Riyaz,
ठीक है,
a
sir.
question for you. All those people who have not responded, like Mr. Shahid did not, the presumption
sir.
is that he is absent. इनका एक्सप्रेशन कौन निकालेंगे आप सभी का जो लोग कनेक्टेड नहीं है? Each and every person.
ठीक है सर.
It's not a joke. This is not somebody's choice to decide to attend or not to attend.
Excuse me, sir.
Who's that?
Sir, I am Assistant Engineer Akshay Sharma. I have recently joined Groundwater Jammu Division Jammu.
अक्षय 2 मिनट रुकिए, हम आपकी बात को सुनेंगे. Just 2 मिनट.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So please call
Yes, sir.
explanation of Mr. Shahid. I can be much harsher
Right,
also.
sir.
I avoid being that right now. No directions to stop salary or deduct one day's salary. I'll not do that right now. But explanation call should issue of everybody who is not attending it right now. And it is the
Right.
superintending engineers who will make a list of such officers who have not attended. Simultaneously, आप रियाज अपने पास में जो लिस्ट है उसको शेयर करिए ऐसी से पूरा पता करिए और उन सभी ऑफिसर्स के स्पेशल कॉल निकालिए अगर वो एक्सचेंज रैंक में. एक्सचेंज रैंक के जितने भी ऑफिसर्स हैं जिनके सबऑर्डिनेट लेवल पे ज्वाइन नहीं या तो उन्होंने नहीं किया है या उनके सबऑर्डिनेट से ज्वाइन नहीं किया है, प्लीज कॉल देयर एक्सप्लेनेशन.
ठीक है सर. राइट.
क्योंकि सर मेरे 5 जेई जो है वो साइट पे गए हुए हैं. 2 कठुआ में हैं, एक सांबा में और 2 अखनूर में गए हुए हैं.
सुनते हैं आपकी बात, सुनते हैं. There are clear directions that every AE and JE also has to join. They can join from the subdivision, from the divisional headquarters, from the chief engineer office, anywhere. Or they can also take a link and join on the WebEx. और उसके बावजूद अगर नहीं करते हैं तो then that's not acceptable. Okay, so Mr. Shahid का explanation call निकालिए. Lest I give another direction, I let Mr. Akshay Sharma to speak. Akshay, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my question is that I have visited different stations because I have joined recently. I have visited Donkli station, then CP station. So there I have seen that we have different low tension pumps, low tension motors and high tension motors. So how do we decide which type of motor we are going to use? I mean, which prime mover we are going to use? When will be the case that we are going to use HT or LT? So that is the one point. Because in Seetali, I have seen they are using HT motors. But here I have seen like in various other stations, LT pumps are used. So what is that distinguishing feature? I mean, design parameter, how do we decide?
Amitabh, would you like to respond or some other SE mechanical or somebody else would respond?
Sir, one aspect that comes into my mind is as regards the selection of motors with regard to HT and LT. You see, for this water supply schemes, especially in PHC department, where small pumps are being used, so usually the LT motors are selected.
Hold on. We will not go into the guesswork. Mr. PP Singh, would you like to respond?
Yes, sir. Sir, the question to Mr. Akshay Sharma is asking about the where to use the LT motors and where to use the ST motors.
बोलिए, आप बहुत माइक से दूर हैं.
हाँ जी. Sir, up to the 350 HP, the LT motors are used. Thereafter, the efficiency of the LT motors is get reduced. So the HT motors are preferred after 350 HPs.
All right. But then why one single plant? Single plant, there should be 2 kind of motors with the pumping requirement, the head, everything else is the same.
Sir, your voice is not audible clearly.
How is it that 2 kind of motors are required at the same place then? Because वहां से तो pumping requirement वगैरह सब same है ना, identical. So same station पे 2 type of motors क्यों?
Sir, up to 350 HP, the efficiency of LT motor is very high, but after the 350 HP, the cost of the LT motor goes very high and the efficiency also gets reduced. So that's why
Okay.
the above the 350 HP, the HT motors are preferred.
Anyway, Akshay, point taken. Anybody else in mechanical would like to respond? Or anybody else would like to respond? I am very grateful to Akshay for two reasons.
Thank you, sir.
For one, wording out something which somebody else would say, "Arey, ye to abhi college se nikal ke aaya, so he should know." So let me assure you, Akshay, that it's very easy to rubbish a question. And initially, at least, there is a lot of hesitation amongst everybody. You have to get over that hesitation. Unless you ask, nobody will tell you. Point number two, it clearly shows the gap that despite of having officers who joined us recently, after coming through the competitive examination system, we do not have things in place or at least any kind of guidance to them that what all they should refer to. Initially, when the appointment orders of officers were given in the past 1.5 years, directions were given to the chief engineers to not only make them aware about their service related aspects, but also guide them. And the guide here means drawing their attention to important documents, norms, guidelines, rules, everything which are related to technical details. So I would request the senior most person here, is it SE Mechanical, Mr. Bodhraj, Mr. VP Singh, or whosoever it is, to kindly make a list of such documents which every mechanical officer who is connected right now should refer to, so that it is for their better understanding. They have joined the government system, they need to know how exactly designing is done. I hope that will help Bodhraj. And VP Singh, I'll give you 1 week's time, in which time you should be able to do this. And then maybe both of you can make a presentation on these issues in any subsequent workshop. Riyaz, please note it down.
Right, sir.
But Akshay, thanks to you again for at least raising an issue. Somebody
you,
else
sir.
said,
And
Jal Shakti Mechanical Medical Subdivision, somebody's raising a hand there. Riyaz?
Yes,
can you
yes,
see
sir.
that?
Sir, I am Akshay Sharma from Medical Subdivision. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Please give your designation.
Sir, I am presently working as JE in Medical Subdivision. I am a new appointee.
Okay.
Sir, before this, I was working in railways.
Yes.
Sir, one thing which I see which is missing here, because, sir, in railways, we used to have a regular interval of overhauling, which actually helps us to reduce the damage. But here I know the frequency is very much high, like the motors are running day and night, so the kind of maintenance standards we need here, they are quite lacking in my opinion. So I think, sir, there should be some provision that we should like emphasize on the maintenance standards. Like there should be a proper guideline and a manual which should be showing and should be easy for the people who will be next joining us, because sir, like though we are from the mechanical background, but to know about the working of HC pump and the working of submersible pump, we just need to have the manual or something where we can like actually know the insights how the machinery is working and how we can reduce the damage rate. Sir, like in railways, we had like after every 9 months we do overhauling of the trains, but here most of the time I see we just do simple kind of maintenance, like we are doing greasing and stuff. But in terms of like complete maintenance, I think, sir, we kind of lack here. That's why I think this is one of the prominent reasons that the damage is way higher. Hello.
Yes. Very good point, Akshay. Before I go forward, one small point. Like I earlier one when I said that Godraj and PP Singh will work on collecting all these books, etc. The gentleman who asked the question, earlier question, in case he is interested in working on this particular issue, please associate him. Because, and the gentleman there also was one Mr. Akshay, I would request him to be as inquisitive or as much of a rebel, if I may say that, so that the documents or the things with the exam which is done by the seniors is really helpful to it. Seniors are requested to associate the younger junior officers to ask the questions. Coming to this question that you have raised about relays, incidentally, I was also engaging with one part of that, and I agree that regulators have extremely robust systems for maintenance. So my question to the mechanical senior officers here is that aren't there similar maintenance manuals and schedules which are there? First, second, if there are, then are they being followed or not? If they're not being followed, are we documenting, or any major failures that are happening, are we documenting that? So this particular question, very good question, I would request the senior officers of the mechanical side to respond. Any one of them? Sandeep, would you like to say anything? Sandeep Kogla.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, we have installed standby pumps for all the machinery already installed. But we are so stressed that the SOPs can't be followed. Whenever there is a breakdown, only then we maintain the take it to the workshop and get it properly tested.
Okay, Sandeep, you made a point. Just hold on. Let me ask somebody else. तुम्हारा point valid है सर. मैं इसको आगे बढ़ाना चाहूँगा discussion. Mr. BP Singh, would you like to comment?
Yes, sir. And the question the gentleman raised is the schedule is very much followed during the maintenance of these DG sets which are used in the power house system, and mostly the pumps are in this the drinking water system. The pumps are mostly remain submerged in the water, and mostly the damage occurs to the bearings. And generally the bearings are used as the sealed bearings, so the no proper greasing or the scheduled greasing is maintained to them. So the replacement is there only. Mr. Sandeep Dogra is very much right when damage occurs or when an abrupt sound is seen or observed during the operation.
So are you saying that the SOPs are followed?
Yes, sir. Followed during the DG sets or the other mobile applications like the transport vehicles are there. There is a proper schedule and these are maintained.
Okay, hold on, okay. Modraj, what is your opinion? Are the schedules being, in the first place, are there maintenance manuals? And if there are, then are they being followed? Modraj? Modraj, are you connected or you have also decided to absent yourself? Very unfortunate that senior officers of the department are taking this thing in this light fashion. They will face a stick, basically. Listen, the point here is that as Mr. PP Singh said, there are manuals available. What is very clearly again a gap visible is that even if the manuals are available, they are not known to anybody. It is necessary that appropriate portions of those manuals are actually displayed in machine room, which are to be followed as well. Meetings have to be part of the people who have to maintain it. And it has to be written. And also the schedules are to be followed. Sandeep, I would agree partially with you, but without data, I can't say anything. But my point is here that अगर कहीं आप इतना स्ट्रेस्ड हैं तो उस केस पे एडिशन मशीन को ऐड करना इतनी बड़ी प्रॉब्लम सरकार के लिए नहीं है. और जहां तक मैंने आपको जम्मू में वाटर स्टेशन को विजिट किया, I have not found anything of this nature that the schedules are not being followed. If there's any other accident or AWS of Moria plant or somewhere else, you would like to say anything here? बताइए, रियल नाम लिखें. संदीप, आपके अंडर में कोई एक्सचेंज से उनके नाम लीजिए, बताइए कौन है एक्सचेंज AW?
सर सर आवाज कट रही थी आपकी, सर किनके नाम दे दूं?
Exchange or AW to respond that whether they are actually following the schedules or not.
सर मैं दे दूंगा.
Excuse me, sir, can I say something?
Yes, who is that?
Sir, this is Asir Zuhur. I am Assistant Executive Engineer, Tubewell Irrigation Mechanical Subdivision 2, Jammu.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, sorry to say this, but your voice isn't clear, sir. I'm not able to hear what you're saying. I think everybody else is also having the same problem.
I see. So, all right, that is okay. If it's not audible,
Sir,
then
one more, sir,
Yeah.
one more thing I wanted to add.
yes.
Sir, with regard to the question that the gentleman put, the last question, it was regarding he was working in the railways. Sir, I joined this office 2 years back. I was the first person who thought about preventive maintenance here. But the fact of the matter is, sir, the entire maintenance is done through a contract, through private contractors. Sir, during the peak season, we are already stressed. We can't do that. But even if it's a lean season, sir, the preventive maintenance is high expenditure thing, and we don't have budgetary provisions available for that. The contractors will not do that unless and until we incorporate it in the tender itself. There is no possibility of doing, because we don't have any in-house workshops. If we had in-house workshops, then probably we would be able to do it ourselves. But we cannot do that. Entire thing is being handled by private contractors. They'll only do it for money, and we have severe budget constraints, sir.
I will like to disagree on the budget part, Zahur. Rest I would agree completely. Because we need to understand that budgets are not an issue. Proper utilization is an issue. I don't know how audible I am right now. But we will have to, Riyaz, you can note down, we will have to hold another meeting with mechanical officers, etc. And this is a topic of discussion which we should actually thresh out and understand the implications, because this is something which is a revelation to me. What is visible to officers who have joined the department in recent times is something that we are not addressing. And this forum is right now there for you to express yourself, but I don't find, but if this forum would not have been there, these things would have remained unattended. So we will hold a separate meeting on this thing, and the officers who have talked just now or any others are most welcome at that time. So we have a separate discussion on maintenance issues in mechanicals. Riyaz, please take over, because apparently my voice is not so clearly audible.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Thank you for both the presenters. So thanks to both the presenters. Please go ahead, Riyaz.
Thank you, sir. Thanks both Shakil Saab and Executive Engineer Mechanical Irrigation Division Baramulla for the presentations made today, sir. And thanks to all the participants. It is requested all the chief engineers of Jal Shakti Department are requested that on Thursday itself we post the meeting notes as well as the link for joining this workshop. Please circulate it among the subordinate staff in your groups that you have created in their respective directorates, and instruct them accordingly to join the workshop as directed by the ACS, sir, positively. As has been seen today, most of the officers who were called up were not present.
Riyaz, can I come in again for a minute?
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Yes. I was just now talking to Samiullah, whom I have called him here in connection with possibility of holding a match, cricket match here. So all of you will get to know it later. But Samiullah had a point to make in reference to, I think, Zahur, who spoke from Tubewell Circle, with regard to in-house workshop maintenance. The point is very well taken. We'll discuss it further, but Samiullah had something to say. Sami, please go ahead. Just come to your chair closer so that they can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this regarding the in-house workshops, I just wanted to inform all of you that just like Waterworks and Master Plan have mobile workshops, that reduces enormous cost on petty things like minor repairs, and because if we outsource them as well, it is a huge burden. Whatever we do, we have to pay a lot of cost for that. Same we replicate in Gandharbal this year, and as was told by my accounts team, we were able to save at least 10 to 12 lakh rupees this year just because of one mobile workshop. So last year, I mean, and same is true with master plan. We already know how useful that mobile workshop is. Same can be done, thought of in mechanical as well. That was my limited point.
So, did budgets come in the way by the way?
Sir, वो उसमें यहाँ उसके उतना ज़्यादा नहीं होता है. मतलब if we build it slowly in phases, it is a great idea.
I think. देखो एक बात मैं आप सब लोगों को जनरली कहना चाहूँगा. It is really about the funds. It is more of the intent to use them in the best possible way, and also to optimize on things. So anyway, we'll have this discussion on maintenance later. Riaz, again over to you.
Thank you, sir. With the permission, sir, may we close today's session?
Yeah, sure. But I heard you about talking to the officers, and I'm in the mood to deduct 1 day's salary. But you give me a list.
Okay.
Let me see after that what happens. Because I have multiple ways of taking care of things, but this is just not acceptable.
Right, sir. I will provide, sir. I will provide.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
इस तरह के लोग